Hi, everyone. Delfino Aguilar here, the SVP of Wholesale Production at Kind Lending, with a new episode of Del Talk powered by Kind Lending. I am really excited to have John Rankin, one of our account executives in the East Coast, reporting to Dennis Waxman, one of our good friends. Got a shout out to Mr. Waxman. John, we're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're here as one of our guests at Del Talk also. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I usually don't do a lot on camera, so this is new experience for me, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes.
Right. You are doing great already. So you're awesome. So thank you for even being here. That's half the battle, right? We're joking around. You're in Tampa and it's so beautiful there. I got to visit there. I know it's kind of humid compared to what it is here in San Diego, but John, tell us a little bit about yourself and your career. For those of the folks that are watching this that don't know who John Rankin is, what can they learn about you?
Well, I moved to Tampa after I got out of school, and I started working in mortgages right out of college at Chase, operations background. Before I became an account executive, I've been at Chase, SunTrust, Stearns for a long stretch, and now here at Kind Lending.
John, thank you so much for sharing your background. Really, really appreciate it. It's interesting, that people that work together and develop such strong relationships in this business. It's people do business with people they like, right, and they enjoy. So I think thank you for sharing that about your background. John, as an account executive, you've seen it change. You've been an AE in all different types of markets, right?
Correct.
Yes. Where would you say this market is? And it's so competitive out there. Price is a big deal. Service is a big deal. How do you find that you've been able to grow your business here at Kind? And what have you seen out in the market?
It's an interesting time right now because the competitiveness among the broker community, and I think it has to do with lack, there's a lot less inventory out there. So the borrowers are already a little antsy.
Yep.
And then, everybody's trying to get all the realtors business. And I can't speak for every market, but I know in Florida, it's a very delicate relationship, and that they want to trust where they're sending their loans. So you've got to find that perfect balance between the right price and giving the service and the production in a consistent manner and efficient manner. And that's right. I guess it's probably the trick everywhere. But that's where we are right now. Is you got to find that right price point and that right production point, and they've just got to kind of come together. And that relationship really does speak a lot right now. Pretty much all of my business at this moment is coming in from long-term relationships.
So, John, thank you for that insight, because I think having those long relationships is very important in this business, as you mentioned. How have you cultivated these long relationships? Because in times where we talk about AEs, what are some things that you feel separate you to help you cultivate these relationships with your brokers? Because I think that's something special. It takes a long time to do at times.
It is consistency in communication. Answering the phone, simple things, answering the phone, getting back to people. As I've spent more time in the industry, I've learned a lot, and that knowledge base, especially on the operations side and knowing how to navigate a loan through the system, having great relationships with my inside team, it helps get things done. When I have that relationship with an underwriter or a closer or a manager, it makes things easier to get accomplished. And so I've worked hard on those relationships internally as well. But ultimately it's a combination of knowledge base, getting back to people, and just knowing how to get things done.
Yeah, definitely. John, we were talking a little bit before this about being out in the field, right?
Yes.
Being in an AE that you can go out in your local market, or if you have to travel a couple miles, whatever it is, to go see your customer. Do you think that's important nowadays? Do you think that you can still be as effective as an account executive being home, or do you feel that personal touch is important?
That is an interesting question. Because I also, for a time, was an inside account executive working out of an office where I didn't go out on the road. So I've done both. But I definitely think there is a value to going and sitting with someone and shaking their hand and looking at them face to face. Honestly, I feel like I do that better than I do that working off the phone. It's just my personality type. But I can also sit down at my desk and pound out, a couple dozen calls, just knocking them out in a row
Right.
just to get in
Right.
contact with. And, in a world where you work with offices where other people work remotely, sometimes you have to do it that way because you're not going to go to the office and capture everybody in one meeting. So you still have to rely on the phone. But I enjoy that. Is my favorite part of the job, is going out and going to a broker's office.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite parts of the job also, meeting people and learning about the local markets. We've been to Tampa, we're in Pennsylvania, Utah, Southern California, Northern California, Texas. I think all of that, I think, helps us build a business. I think the AEs as well. When you guys go out in the field, I see the difference, right, of how excited your brokers are, especially where we've been as a country. It's been great to see you guys with your brokers. And then the brokers get excited when you guys come in as well too. And that's just one of the best parts of our job, which I think personally is building that connection one-on-one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's certain things you don't catch on the phone. If you're talking to someone on the phone, you don't see the picture of their kid playing baseball that they have behind them on their desk. You don't see the little things that you can start a just conversation with. Right. And those conversations lead to getting to know them better, which leads to eventually friendships in a lot of cases.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that separates us, being able to go out in the field in our local markets as an account executives, as a company, we really value those relationships you guys have. That's a big deal for us here at Kind. And I think as we continue to grow people, more AEs in our territories, that's what we look for. Is account executives are professional like you, John. You're suited up, you're wearing the tie. I love it. We were talking about that earlier, right? All that is a great deal for us here at Kind. Transition a little bit, John, because we talked about, your background, how long you've been in Tampa, talk about like how strong your relationships are. If I'm an AE here at Kind, what are some things you sell and why? Why should somebody do business with us?
I start with our operations and underwriting because in a market, excluding, non-QM, things like that, but in a market where pretty much Fannie's Fannie, Freddie's Freddie, FHA's FHA. Right. We excel in our underwriting side is strong. We don't overcondition. We don't nitpick people. We get things done quickly. Our operations side, they jump on everything. My account manager, Tammy, is phenomenal. And she keeps the files moving through. And our closing side is strong. All along the way, we've got, quick, efficient, and easy. And that's what I stress with people.
Yeah. That service level is really important, right? Like the service level, if they can trust you for you to come in and they can expect it every single time, that's important. And I think that's how you build trust with your customers as well too, especially your brokers, because I know that you have a great set of customers, that we had the pleasure to work with for a while now. What would you say for them is important? The service level is important, obviously, but how do they feel? What makes them feel comfortable to send you the loan? And quite frankly, how are they marketing themselves? Because it's such a great job our operations team has done, some of them are like, you helped us with this agent, you really helped us impress this agent. What are some things that you've noticed that the brokers have said about the service level here?
The reliability and getting files done quickly. And, in two actually brand new offices that I brought on board that I had known from before that finally pulled the trigger and got their stuff in conversions.
Yeah,
but
in
both those cases, it was emails at closing saying, I can't believe you actually delivered on what you promised.
Yeah.
Because they don't expect it. They don't expect that. But I set the tone and our team delivered on it.
Right.
And I sent those emails, marking out what I had to mark out, but I sent those emails to a couple of other prospects to say, hey, look, I'm telling you that we're for real. This is what we're doing.
Right. Yeah.
And that's a refreshing thing.
It is. And I think that's the best way, we have something called Kind Kudos here. And I know that you've sent several of them to our operations team, because I think that's a big call out. We all have the same type of business. We're all selling almost the same products, but what separates us is our team, and sharing that with our customers is important. How have you seen your customers change their social media and marketing over the years, John? Because you've seen it all. You were in a time where Instagram wasn't that popular. I always like to focus on this because we have a big presence in social media. Have you seen it working? Have you seen brokers dabble in it yet? Where are your customers at?
I think the brokers who really embrace it and harness it and use it, benefit from it.
Right.
I don't think social media benefits dipping your toe in the water. You're either all in or you're not. I think
right.
The people who are all in, I mean, at least from what I can see on social media, they've got big followings and they're usually producers.
Yeah.
Not to say that you have to be on social media to produce, but I definitely think it's a valid area to place your marketing.
Yes.
Especially when realtors are posting their listings and how great it is to have worked with, this particular mortgage broker or this originator.
Right.
And I think it goes a long way.
It does.
But I remember there being no social media.
Right.
So
it's funny. We touch on that. We touch on social media almost in all of these interviews because it's such a big part of our world now. It's not just, but you said it best though. Either you're in it or you're not. There's no in between. It's hard to stay connected and build content if you're not doing it consistently.
Right.
So John, we took a lot of your time. There's a lot going on here at Kind Lending.
There is.
Right? There's a lot going on. There's always
exciting
something going
time.
on. It is an exciting time. We got a product that we're pretty excited coming down the pipe that you're aware of. We're not really to full announce it there. And in the next couple of days, we're coming out with an announcement. How excited are you about that?
Extremely. I think that's going to be a nice little addition to our arsenal here. And a
good
thing to offer. A lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, it is. We're excited about it too. So John, thank you. I get to see you hopefully at the end of August, right? At the Florida Association of Mortgage Professionals. That's going to be
fun. It's always a fun show. I'm hoping that this Delta variant stuff doesn't cause them to do anything like cancel it or anything, but I'm going to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there with bells on too. Full suit and everything. I love it. I don't know. Wearing a tie in that heat. I was out there in Miami and in Tampa. Hats off to everybody that wears a full suit in that humidity. We were there in, I think I was there back in May, and it was still hot. The
trick is get from your car to the building as fast as possible and stay in the air conditioning.
There you go. That's a good trick. There you go, my friend. There you go. So listen, John Rankin, one of our account executives in the East Coast. Thank you so much, John. A lot of great content. I love talking about our brokers. I love talking about your business. You shared a lot of great information for us. If you want to learn more about John, you can visit him on his Facebook page, also John Rankin on Facebook, or on LinkedIn to learn more information about John. If you're an approved broker in the Tampa Bay area, please make sure you reach out to him if you want to learn more about Kind. So, John, thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this latest episode of Del Talk, powered by Kind Lending. If you want to learn more about Kind Lending, please visit us at kindlending.com, our Instagram, on our YouTube channel, and our Facebook channel. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Thanks, John. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.